Hello and welcome to worship for this September the 10th and 11th of 2022. My name is Susan Shepherd and I serve the pastoral charges of Bell Island and Portugal Cove, as well as St. James here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And if you watch this service regularly, you'll see that the temperature has drastically changed since last week when I was out here in a sleeveless shirt, sweltering. Now I'm back into the sweater. The temperature has dropped and the traffic on the road is picked up, so you'll hear the road noise in the background as well. God, maker of plants and animals and all things, invites us into this space. God, who has created all things for our goodness, invites us into this space. God, who has called us to care for earth and all its inhabitants, invites us into this space. Come, let us worship God. For thousands of years, Indigenous people have lived in this land on their own country. Their relationship with the land is at the center of their lives, and we acknowledge the past generations of Beothuk peoples of this island and the present generations of Mi'kmaq people, as well as the Innu and Inuit peoples of Labrador and their stewardship of these lands throughout the ages. As settlers in these lands, we recognize our role in past and present wrongs. We mourn the laughter silenced and the lives robbed and not recorded. We will continue to live and to learn the ways of reconciliation. And this is a safe place for all people to worship, regardless of race, creed, age, ability, cultural background, economic status, sexual orientation, or gender identity. And I welcome you all. And let us begin our service with a prayer. We celebrate with all living creatures today. May we sense the presentness of God not only in human history, but also in the stories of our kin in creation, the great fauna family. Let us be united. Let us speak in harmony. Let our minds apprehend alike. Common be our prayer, common be our end, be the end of our assembly, common be our resolution, common be our deliberations. Alike be our feelings, unified be our hearts, common be our intentions, perfect be our unity. May we care for all life on this earth. May it be so. Amen. Our first song is number 30 in More Voices. It's a song of praise to the Maker. It's a song of praise to the Maker. The thrush sings high in the tree. It's a song of praise to the Maker. The grey whale sings in the sea. And by the Spirit, you and I can join our voice to the holy cry and sing, sing, sing to the Maker too. It's a call of life to the Giver when waves and waterfalls roar. It's a call of life to the Giver when high tides break on the shore. And by the Spirit, you and I can join our voice to the holy cry and sing, sing, sing to the Maker too. It's a hymn of love to the lover, the bumblebees hum along. It's a hymn of love to the lover, the summer breeze joins the song. And by the Spirit, you and I can join our voice to the holy cry and sing, sing, sing to the Maker too. It's the chorus of all creation. It's sung by all living things. It's the chorus of all creation, the song the universe sings. And by the Spirit, you and I can join our voice to the holy cry, and sing, sing, sing to the Maker too. Now, whether you take what is written in the Bible as fact, metaphor, myth, or story, listen to these words now for the meaning they hold for you on this day. And our first reading comes from Jeremiah chapter 4, verses 11 and 12, and 22 to 28. At that time, this people, yes, this very Jerusalem, will be told in plain words, the northern hordes are sweeping in from the desert steppes. A wind that's up to no good, a gale force wind. I ordered this wind. I'm pronouncing my hurricane judgment upon my people. What fools my people are. They have no idea who I am. A company of half-wits, dopes, and donkeys all. Experts at evil and klutzes at good. I looked at the earth. It was back to pre-Genesis chaos and emptiness. I looked at the skies, and not a star to be seen. I looked at the mountains. They were trembling like aspen leaves, and all the hills rocking back and forth in the wind. I looked. What's this? Not a man or a woman in sight, and not a bird to be seen in the skies. I looked. This can't be. Every garden and orchard shriveled up. All the towns were ghost towns, and all this because of God, because of the blazing anger of God. Yes, this is God's word on the matter. The whole country will be laid waste. Still, it won't be the end of the world. The earth will mourn and the skies lament, because I've given my word and won't take it back. I've decided and won't change my mind. Our gospel reading comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 15, verses 10 and 11. 1 through 10. I can't read what's in front of me these days. By this time, a lot of men and women of questionable reputation were hanging around Jesus, listening intently. The Pharisees and religious scholars were not pleased at all. They growled, "He takes in sinners and eats meals with them, treating them like old friends." Their grumbling triggered this story. Suppose one of you had 100 sheep and lost one. Wouldn't you leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the lost one until you found it? When found, you can be sure you would put it across your shoulders, rejoicing, and when you got home, call in your friends and neighbors and say, "Celebrate with me, I found my lost sheep." Count on it. There's more joy in heaven over one sinner's rescued life than over 99 good people in no need of rescue. Or, imagine a woman who has 10 coins and loses one. Won't she light a lamp and scour the house, looking in every nook and cranny until she finds it? And when she finds it, you can be sure she'll call her friends and neighbors. "Celebrate with me, I found my lost coin." Count on it. That's the kind of party God's angels throw every time one lost soul turns to God. May these words help us to learn from the past and listen for God's word today. I have a poster in my office. It's called How to Build Community. It's a rather long, both in size and what it says, but it says important things. We are all part of communities, whether they are the towns or cities where we live, our churches, our schools, our sports teams. We also belong to the wider ecological community. Until recently, we did not consider plant life to form communities. But recent research has shown us how plants, especially trees, communicate with each other, supporting, encouraging, and caring for each other. The Bible tells us the earth and all that fills it is part of one web of life. Humans have made the error of thinking ourselves separate from the rest of creation, forgetting we are part of the web of life. The prophet Jeremiah laments the world's plight due to human failings. Of course, he is writing about the exile of Israel to Babylonia, not the destruction of the planet as we now face. The loss of their homeland was the loss of everything to the people of Israel, seen much as the undoing of creation. Jeremiah speaks of their destruction as a result of the nation's foolishness. The prophet claims we are skilled at doing evil, not so skilled at doing good. We are foolish in our lack of earth care, injustice, and abandonment of the poor. African theologian Albert Nolan writes, "The majority of people in the world today seem to have lost touch with the earth from which we are all born. And because we no longer experience ourselves as part of the cosmos, many of us are participating in the destruction of God's creation. When we lose touch with creation, we lose touch with God." There are consequences for our actions. The 10 Commandments tell us not to covet our neighbor's possessions, yet consumer advertising commands us to covet all that we see. We have reduced the concept of prosperity and life in all its fullness to a life of material goods, and we are reaping what we have sown, both in terms of physical and mental illness and the impact on creation. The earth appears to be in upheaval, and some of this including fracking-related earthquakes and severe weather, towns without water, glaciers melting, more intense hurricanes, and extended fire seasons are in good measure the result of our own human actions. Jesus, in his stories of outrageous foolishness, teaches us the value of lost things. The first form of lostness is subtle and insidious, the lostness of those who think they are righteous and upholding the values of society and faith. In the story, these are the Pharisees, in our times, politicians and institutions. The sheep foolishly wanders off and becomes lost far from home. There is no malicious intent, just as when we blindly follow the latest fads in disposable items, without a care to what happens to them after we throw them away. The coin just slips into a crack, misplaced and forgotten by others, just like the forgotten in our societies. They have done no wrong, but lack prestige and power, and are thus unimportant to politicians, business people, and even churches. Survival is at stake, not just the sheep's survival, but the whole flock. Many people tend to think that the disappearance of one species is a matter of little importance. The economy often takes precedence over ecology. As a result, we are living in the 6th great extinction in the history of the earth, the first caused by humans. Jesus knew that when you save one soul, or one species, you save the world. The whole can't be redeemed without all the parts. The lost coin reminds us to wake up and see what others miss. Look into places where people and creation have been forgotten, and you will find great treasure. We need to build community again, with those around us and with the natural world. As I mentioned before, I have a poster about building community. Here's what it says, and while it doesn't directly address the environment, it can be extended to embrace it. How to build community. Turn off your TV. Leave your house. Know your neighbors. Look up when you're walking. Greet people. Sit on your stoop. Plant flowers. Use your library. Play together. Buy from local merchants. Share what you have. Help a lost dog. Take children to the park. Garden together. Support neighborhood schools. Fix it, even if you didn't break it. Have potlucks. Honor elders. Pick up litter. Read stories aloud. Dance in the streets. Talk to the mail carrier. Listen to the birds. Put up a swing. Help carry something heavy. Barter for your goods. Start a tradition. Ask a question. Hire young people for odd jobs. Organize a block party. Bake extra to share. Ask for help when you need it. Open your shades. Sing together. Share your skills. Take back the night. Turn up the music. Turn down the music. Listen before you react to anger. Mediate conflict. Seek to understand. Learn from new and uncomfortable angles. Know that no one is silent, though many are not heard. Work to change this. And let us pray. Wisdom, whose joy gives us the day's feast, and whose discernment seeks justice for all, we thank you for the goodness of creation. You have connected us in ways we could not have imagined or sought ourselves. When we feel isolated, you remind us we are not alone, and prod us to do better, to be better members of this blessed family of creation. We lift up those who find themselves on the fringes, for those who have fallen ill, who are weakened by hunger, debt, and hopelessness. For those who feel lost by grief, especially those in Saskatchewan who have come through a week of terror and pain, in addiction or ignored by powers and principalities. For those who are deceived by their own power, seeking profit and esteem only for themselves and their friends. Wisdom, who weaves us in and out of the life that God created and called good, mend the loose threads of this web of life we call home, and tighten the bonds that bring us into loving relationships with one another. Amen. And we continue our prayer with the Abba prayer, written in the spirit of the Lord's Prayer. Loving presence, luminous in all creation, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come. May we reflect on earth the yielding perfection of the heavens. Help us to receive an illumined measure from the earth this day. Forgive us when we trespass against others, human and other than human, as we forgive others who trespass against us. Keep us on the path of wisdom. When we are tempted to take the selfish path, may it be your rule we follow, your power we exercise, your radiance that allures. May this be the truth that guides our lives, the ground from which our future will grow. Until we meet again. Amen. So this song is called Nature's Beauty, and it goes to the tune of Angels from the Realms of Glory. Nature knows her sounds and movements, heard and seen each day and night. All her life in rich abundance fills my heart with great delight. Celebrate with adoration, thankful for the world so bright. Fearsome winds cause trees to whimper, storms can force the clouds to cry. Raindrops, snowflakes dance together, sun and moon wink in reply. Celebrate with adoration all the wonders of the Celebrate all hidden textures, value all the roots below. Celebrate all covered splendor, value beauty not on show. Celebrate with adoration, thankful for the world we know. Creatures bold and creatures timid offer beauty each unique. Trees and flowers paint a picture on the plain and mountain peak. Celebrate with adoration, all revealed for those who seek. We are blessed with such profusion, beauty bursts out everywhere. If we take the time to ponder, we may find a thankful prayer. Celebrate with adoration, thankful for the world we share. Time has now come for us to leave this sacred place. As we do, may we embrace the challenges of our lives and our world. As we go from this place, may we be full of desire and wonder, full of longing and praise, and full of the courage to love. And may the God who frees the hawk to soar, who waters the tree to shelter the bird, who clothes the grass with lilies, open your spirit to the wisdom and joy abundant in creation, and freely give to you grace. Amen.